Hey, what's up, everybody? It is episode number 127 of the Audible Farm podcast, and this episode is brought to you by Couchtown Coffee. Hey, if you like the best beans in the business, hit up Couchtown Coffee. They will roast beans specifically for you and send them to your house. Probably some of the freshest coffee you will ever have. So go to couchtowncoffee.com, find a coffee you like, and make an order. It's actually the coffee I drink every morning, so thank you very much, Couchtown. The only thing that makes this better is the fact that Couchtown will give you 20% off if you make an order, so go to couchtowncoffee.com, find a coffee you like, and make an order, and let them know Audible Farm sent you. Enter the code word Audible Farm, and you will receive 20% off your order, so check it out. Thank you, Couchtown. This episode, I'm sitting down with Cameron Smith. Once again, Cameron Smith is the guitarist for Eugene Levy, one of the guitarists for Eugene Levy. And I've had a couple of different people from Eugene Levy on here, and I've had Cameron on here before. But a lot has happened in the Eugene Levy camp since then, especially with Cameron. So we talk about all sorts of cool stuff in this episode. In the Eugene Levy camp, there is a new single coming out. They also have a live stream coming up, and a new video coming out. There's all sorts of cool stuff. They're always working and promoting and trying to do cool stuff. So hats off to them for that. Cameron also got an endorsement deal with Evertune and PRS. So he's got some sort of a partnership with them of some sort. So it's really cool. We talk about that in this episode as well. So stick around for that. And yeah, appreciate it. We'll check you on the outro. This is episode 127 with Cameron Smith of Eugene Levy.
It's the Audible Farm Podcast with your host, Peter Stockdale.
So, today, I guess I don't know what episode this is. I'll bookend it in there somewhere. It's like 127, maybe. It's been a while since I've talked to you. Cameron Smith is back from Eugene Levy. Believe it or not, it's been about 6 months plus since I've talked to you, and it doesn't seem like it's been that long, but it has, you know?
I think it was prior to the 100 episode.
It was. I had no video on the last one, so this is the first time people get to see on video on Patreon or the clips or wherever they watch the video. So
yeah,
a lot has happened, though, last time since I talked to you. I mean, we did have a little docket of stuff here to talk about, but I do have to mention, dude, how cool was it that Mick Foley shared one of your songs?
Unreal. So we paid for that cameo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was a cameo. There's no secrets there. We paid for that. Like, hey man, we wrote a song about you. Did the whole wrestling music video with it, getting his ass beat, if you will.
Yep.
Brian, the singer, getting his butt kicked, getting knocked down and getting back up, and eventually winning the belt. Which reflects that old match with The Rock and Mankind, where he got beat 9 times or so with a steel chair. And he never said, I quit. You know what I mean? So it's just a testament to him. And it's also a testament to, everyday life. I think a lot of people can kind of, they can relate to, God, just getting knocked down by life and, just finding that strength to get back up and keep on going. So, but yeah, him tweeting that thing out and doing all that he did with that cameo. All we did was ask him to watch the video, react to it, and that was it. But man, he did all that extra stuff. Was news and yeah, it's awesome.
That's the important part to think about this. Like, yeah, you did give, it's like, hey, here, I'll pay you money literally just to listen to my song. It's not what Cameo is. Cameo is pay somebody to give you a greeting or something
That's
along
right.
those lines.
That's right.
But you were just pretty much like, hey, check this out. Let us know what you think. And he could have just made a cameo for you and said, dude, it's great. And you could have uploaded it and that would have been the end of it. But, I don't like to just go out and say I've met famous people, but I've met Mick Foley.
Have you?
Yeah, I've went out and had dinner with him a few times. He's actually a very nice guy. Yeah, I just sweep all that under the
okay.
Dude, I used to go to so much wrestling shows. It was hard not to run into famous people.
Wow.
So I've got stories about some guys. We'll talk after the podcast because
that's awesome.
It's cool, but it's not what this is about. This is about
Understood.
like So yeah, cool for me, but at the same time, like Mick Foley literally went out of his way not just to like make you a cameo, but he tweeted about it and the whole 9 yards, tagged you in it and everything. You know, even made a joke about how you weren't the huge eyebrows Eugene Levy, the actor.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
so it was so cool to see him go whole hog into that. It wasn't like he just kind of phoned it in either. So.
Absolutely. Yeah,
You know.
man. Like I said, I think you know as well as we do, he's got just a giant personality. And I mean, he's a legend, man. He's a Hall of Fame wrestler. Just, Brian Martinez is the biggest wrestling fan, along with our bassist, Nick Himes. I grew up on the old guys, right? So Stone Cold and, late 90s, mid 90s.
Yep.
And so when this happened, I was like, wow, this is kind of pretty cool. Even though we paid for it and all that, but the extra stuff was just amazing. And I don't think he's ever had a band do this. You know what I mean? Where like somebody actually like wrote a song that reflects that match, but the lyrics focused on a broader and a bigger, you know what I mean? Like a bigger picture sort of thing that like the masses can relate to, not just wrestling fans.
Yeah. I mean, as the title of the song, it states, it's I'm like mankind in the way that I never said I quit. It's not, it's like you're taking the Mick Foley rock story and like you said, applying it to not just that, but life in general. It could be music, life, pro wrestling, whatever it happens to be.
Yep.
But it's dude, that was super cool. When I saw that all happen, and I was just like, this is so sweet. It's so cool for you guys to have that. And
that's pretty. Yeah. That was definitely a highlight. One of the highlights of 2020 for sure, man. Especially with all the crazy crap going on. We couldn't. I mean, we haven't even played that song live yet, man. That's that's what hurts. And you've heard that song, right? So it's just it just bangs, right? So it's totally different than anything else you've heard from Levy in the past. So I think it's a very, more so polished song, and it's only testament of what's about to come, man.
Yeah. I mean, while we're talking about singles, that was your last single then that came out, was that one, right?
September 18th. Yep.
And you've got a new one coming out as we have talked about before the podcast.
Yeah. We got a new one coming out. It's not as heavy hitting. Okay. So it's still very much rock, still very much Eugene Levy. I think it's just more refined, it's more refined, hard pop rock elements.
Yep.
And then there's a giant feature on this, man. We released it to the public via our Facebook page. So yeah, Nick Thompson's going to be a vocal feature on a verse and a part of the bridge on this track. So Nick Thompson's a vocalist for Hit the Lights, and if anybody here's watching, listening, people who are pop punk fans, you're gonna know who Hit the Lights is. Body Bag, Drop the Girl, and tons of other just absolute fantastic tracks. So he killed it on this one, man. He did really, really well.
Well, just for the sake of asking, how did you get hooked up with him?
So I know a guy in St. Louis who's a part of the band Hard Loss, and they're a pop punk band as well. He was in a metal project before that was signed to Victory and this and that. So with me being from St. Louis, as you know, I've known this guy for quite some time, and he had Nick Thompson. Either Nick went to St. Louis or something. They met up, and Hard Loss had played the cover of Body Bag, and Nick came up and sang it with him, dude. And so I was like,
so cool.
Oh, dude. So I was like, Tyler, how do I get a hold of this guy, this and that? So he gave me his email, and I took a shot in the dark, and I was like, hey, man, we'd love to have you on any of these tracks. I sent him a list of like 3 or 4 demos that we had just, I had just went and wrote with Sam Nelson, who's a guy who's helping me co-write and produce some of the new Levy stuff. So we're going to somebody totally different just to write songs, demo tracks out before we go to Aaron Isaacson for final recording and mixing and stuff. So got with him. He chose the track, which is this one. And we were like, okay, cool, let's work it out. And, constant emails back and forth, making sure it was right, this and that. And we went and recorded it final with with Aaron Isaacson, and we just got the final mix back, and man, it's just huge. It's just, a lot more chordy, pop punk, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just a lot more, sonically, it's more than just pop punk, man. It's just a very good musical track,
Yeah.
I'm going to send it to you after this just so
cool.
you can hear it.
Yeah,
you have to hear it.
Yeah, definitely, man. I think that is a testament to just, like you said, just take a shot in the dark,
Have to.
Last podcast I did all alone, and that was literally like the theme of it. Ask someone, what's the worst they're going to say is no, and then
Nope.
what? And then what? Like, big
On
deal.
to the next, you know what I mean? Like, absolutely.
Would this song have sucked if he wasn't singing on it? No.
Not at all.
So
not at all.
So it's not, I mean, it's cool that he's there, but it's more like this is the cream on top is what this is,
Cream on top, man. Absolutely. Absolutely. He brought this thing to life. Not that it didn't have life, but damn. Once you hear that verse, man. And I mean, and if hit the lights like we do and so many others do, once you hear his unique voice and like that high register and that grit to his voice, like, I don't know, man, it's just super humbling to have that man and that voice on a song that we wrote. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
we're all super thrilled, man. We cannot wait till everybody hears this.
Oh, I bet that's gonna be super cool. When do you have a release date set for that or anything like that?
April 16th.
April 16th. So book it in the calendars.
April 16th.
Or
absolutely. Or
scroll down below and follow Levy everywhere online. You'll see it when it comes out. I guarantee it.
Yeah, we're dropping the campaign. Probably sometime mid-March. So there'll be some cool stuff involved. Probably some sneak peek footage of us recording it in the studio, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we've had a videographer follow us everywhere, practice, studio, this and that, to try to get some sneak peek behind the scenes stuff that not everybody gets to see. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I think that'll be kind of cool to. For everybody to see. With all the craziness, nobody's able to go to a show and whatnot. Let's show people what it really takes to be in a local band like we are. You know what I mean? Like we spoke about this last podcast, and being in a local band. So I mean, some local bands take it a certain amount of serious and to a certain level. We take it to a level that just we want to elevate out of the local into the regional and national level. Which shot in the dark, it may never happen, but
yeah.
We sure are trying. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we're just trying to kind of show everybody what it really takes to be in a band, dude. I don't even care what level you're at. There's a lot of time and effort, practicing and writing, and I mean, good heavens, as well as anybody.
Yeah. There's very few bands that like don't put time in, and the ones that don't, it's pretty obvious. And I'm not calling anyone out, but
absolutely
it's pretty obvious when
Yeah.
you're like, oh, these guys are tight, they know what they're doing, or or those people are not as tight, or whatever.
Absolutely, man.
But dude, and that's another thing I think about is like, you go out, you ask this guy to be on your single. It's so cool that you have the ability to like just go out and ask people to do that stuff. You have the confidence and the wherewithal to just be like, hey, this could be a cool thing. Why not even try? Because some people don't even get to that point where they're like, they don't even have the idea to throw out the feeler or whatever. And I mean, as far as like you guys promoting stuff, you guys have always been one of the best too. You were talking about how you have a videographer following you around and you'll put out little clippets of the song, or maybe like, hey, we're making a music video for this maybe. And here's a little like 3-second clip of the music video run in slow motion with a tiny bit of the song behind it, and it's smart. It's so smart. I mean, I talked about this on my last podcast. Do you have to do that to be successful? Maybe not.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe not.
But
I agree.
But dude, I see your guys' stuff. I see whether it's you or Brian or whoever in the band is posting it, because I think I'm friends with almost everyone in the band. But like,
I agree.
But it's one of those deals where like I always see it. So whether you're posting once a day, twice a day, once a week, I don't know what your patterns are, but I'm seeing this stuff. So
yeah. So what we've heard is that, at least once a day. We're not the best at it, you know what I mean? Like from the band page, we should be doing it once or more a day, especially on stories. Apparently stories like, your Facebook story and your Instagram story and that sort of thing. Apparently that's huge for algorithms, and it's studying the social media algorithms that's the hard part. Yeah. If you want to reach more people, you have to post. I don't care what it is. Reactions help. Yes. So a simple like, a love, heart reaction, and commenting. All that helps.
Yep.
And it all helps, if you want to get out to more people and that reach, that's what helps the algorithms and all the mathematical nerd stuff that I have no idea about. Like I said, you know what I mean? We hire somebody to run our single campaigns for us. So he dials up the timeline. This gets posted at this time, this day. This gets posted this time at this day for that month or 3 weeks or however long this campaign is until we launch or until we release the single.
Mm-hmm.
So Emil is the guy who runs all that stuff for us, and he's also going to be directing and shooting our music video for this, which Nick will be in the video.
Nice.
I will say that.
Okay.
Not physically here in Iowa, unfortunately, but we will have him edited in, and he will be singing his part and that sort of thing. So I think that's another icing on top, like you were saying. You know what I mean? Like, why not have him in the video too? So
yeah, why not?
We asked him, hey, and I asked him, I said, hey, man, do you mind like being in the video too? And he was like, absolutely, let's do it. So Nick Thompson's an amazing dude, man. Just I can't say enough about him, and we appreciate him so much for doing what he's done for us. And he's very happy with the final product. But I think that that says a lot to a guy like that. If you didn't like the demo, the instrumentals, I don't think he would have jumped on board anyway.
That's true. That's very true. Yeah.
It's crazy. This is a crazy campaign. This is a crazy single for us. It's something we've never done before, and it's a new sound for Levy. Like it's not standard, party song Levy, dude. This is something that's very real and. Very, very close to the heart and, in regards to lyrics and instrumentals, man, just super straightforward, more pop rock, a lot of chords, a lot of, just overall structure is great, man. I'm really happy with where we went on this one. I think you'll say the same too. It's very still Levy, but we're transforming and we're just refining our sound. We're finding that early 2000s and that modern and blending it. And, we were doing that before, but now I think we're just come closer and closer together to find our sound. And I think we're there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh man. Let's see here. Oh, music video. I was thinking about something. I saw you, not you specifically, but the Levy page had posted that you're looking for people to be in your music video.
Yeah, so Emil ran that as well. He's doing the casting call. So we're looking for 2 leads, a male and a female lead. And we're not handling any of this, dude. We are so hands off on this. We're just going to be there. You know what I mean? We're just going to be there at the time of the shoot.
That's beneficial.
Whatever
almost.
He says.
Dude,
so
that's
he's
beneficial.
Totally directing this.
That's good.
Yeah, so he's won awards for his directing in music videos. He won the award with Love's Blind out of Burlington.
Nice.
Love's Blind did that video for Borderlines.
Okay.
And he got recognized for that video. And so we're like, Emil's a great friend of Brian Martinez's and Brian Wilson's, our other guitar player. So they kind of work hand in hand together. And like I said, his creative ability is second to none. Love Joe Gibbs and what he does because he's directed and shot all of our other videos. He's just so heavily involved in his day job and everything else that, you know what I mean? We're just trying to keep our close-knit family together. And the next time he's available and, ready to bang one out with us, we'll let him do it. So this time we're trying something different all the way around. So the music video is going to be shot and directed by Emil Laska. And we don't have all the particulars yet, but like I said, he's looking for a male and a female lead. And in the comment section of that post, everybody can find out where to send their resume and or headshots and this sort of thing to him. Mm-hmm. I know it sounds kind of professional and like, holy shit, what do you mean? Like, is this a movie? But it's like this is how serious he takes it, man. So it's kind of cool in that regard. So yeah, color me in media, colormein.media. I think is his email, but it's all in the comment section of that post. So
yeah,
man.
I definitely
Welcome
saw it
all.
there. And like you said, it sounds like oh my God, this is so professional. I shouldn't even try it.
We've never had a casting call, man. So it's goofy to us too. Trust me.
And it comes back to give it a shot if you want to be in. If you want to be in a Eugene Levy music video, give it a shot.
Giving everybody a shot here.
What's the worst they're gonna say is no.
No.
At least you tried.
You and I are the kings of that, man. Regarding the single and stuff, you know how many people I've asked to be on features of this of new Levy tracks? I've asked everybody from the top as Neck Deep singer Ben Barlow. I've asked State Champs lead singer Derek Disciano or whatever his last name is. I've asked Bonnie Frazier of Stand Atlantic. I've emailed everybody, dude.
Oh wow.
No replies, and that's okay.
Yeah.
That one reply we did have, Nick Thompson. He's ready to go. You know what I mean? So it worked out for us. Stars aligned. Hell, maybe down the road somebody's going to hear this track and they'll be like, "Hey,
dude, I went in on the next one."
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it'll work out, man.
Yeah, you never know. You might get one of those. Oops, sorry, I missed your email last year.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but I'm guilty of that too on the Audible Farm podcast.
Yeah. I get it, man. Absolutely.
But sometimes you get a little busy. Sometimes it happens though. But like,
yeah,
dude,
everybody's picking and choosing, especially at that realm. You know what I mean? When you're that damn big, like. What is Neck Deep? What do you need to do? You know what I mean? Like, who the hell is Eugene Levy? And I get it. You know what I mean? It's like you can't disrespect the hustle though. You know what I mean? You got to respect these little small town Iowa guys coming out and trying to get that connection. So it was cool.
And I get it though too. Like it's easy for people to be like, well, if I was in his position, I would give back to the little guy and Dirk. It's like you say you would, but it's tough. It's tough. So like. It's really cool when you actually see somebody that's willing to do it, though. That's the cool thing. So,
it's unreal, man. Nick Thompson's a fantastic guy, man. I encourage everybody to go and hit him up if they can. You know what I mean? He's super easy to work with, and he's very much so willing. So,
yeah. Oh God, that's cool stuff. So that music video, it's not filmed yet. If you want to be in on it, well, I guess I'm putting this episode out tomorrow. So like, if you want to be in on it, go find that. It's in the description section. Click Eugene Levy on Facebook. Scroll down, you'll find the post.
It's the last post that we put out. So we want to make sure that whenever you guys see this thing, click on our Facebook page. It'll be the most recent post that you see. So we want to make sure everybody gets a shot, and we want the more the better. The more people we have to choose from, the better. Or Emil has to choose from. We don't have anything to do with this. So.
Yeah.
Don't get mad at us if you don't get chosen.
Yeah. If you do get mad at him, you can find Cameron Smith on. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh God, he knows my address too.
No.
I've sent him merch. So yeah.
No, dude, it's super cool, and that's another thing. Like the music video thing, I don't think people should sell short the idea of doing a music video, regardless of how big your band is. Like I've made music videos with my iPhone for other people just to show that it's possible, and they're not as good as Emil's, but
dude, with the iPhone 12s, you see that like the commercial where they're running around making the movie with iPhone. I don't know how real that is, but it's like, my God, some of this stuff is like ridiculous high tech, and you can make it work.
It's very close to being exactly as real as they say it is. Like
I'm telling you, it's remarkable.
Yeah, you can just go with a naked phone anywhere and do some crazy stuff. I mean, if you're good at lighting and setup and things like that, then you can get extreme with just a phone.
It's ridiculous, man. Technology's absurd.
So if there's anybody listening to this and they're like, I'm jealous because Eugene Levy's making music videos, you can do it with a phone. It's not terribly hard. I've done it. So
and it's relatively inexpensive too, man. You know what I mean? A lot of videographers are willing to work with your budget. You know what I mean? Especially guys locally. Mm-hmm. They want the work. I mean, they want the work. And they're willing to help everybody out. I think Iowa's one. Like I told you in the last podcast, I think Iowa. Specifically has some of the best scene guys, you know what I mean? Like in regards to music, the music scene, mm-hmm. In regards to helping everybody out, lifting everybody up, hey, I do producing, or hey, I do engineering and recording. You know what I mean? Hey, come here. Like Ramon mm-hmm. Gallegos, the fourth, he runs sound and all that other stuff, out of Burlington, travels all over the place to run sound. He works with everybody's budget. So he worked with our budget to do this live stream that we've got coming out in March 12th. So, dude, this live session that's coming out in March 12th is ridiculous. Production quality the production quality on this thing's unbelievable. Our local radio station, 93.1 The Buzz, local rock station, got on board, is promoting it. And Kevin Walker, who runs the Morning Buzz there. So every morning until 10 a.m. he runs the station and does all the jockey stuff. He came in between every song, doing interviews with me and Brian Martinez up on stage and all that stuff. So, yeah, man, it's almost like the Guitar Center sessions thing back in the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Seether was on it, and those other bands, like that. So if you know Guitar Center sessions, it's like that. So you play a song, and then boom, in between we talk about the next song or that song, and different questions that the radio has for us, and then boom, we go into the next one, and then we're back on the stools again. Like, it's kind of cool, man. It's gonna be really cool. And again, Ramon ran the sound for that, and blew it out of the world, man. So Chad Bishop did all video. We had there's cameras everywhere, so you're getting all kinds of angles. There's a camera right on the drummer, so like right on the front tom. So you see just like this. It's just like this how you've seen me right here playing drums for it. Like I said, quality's ridiculous. Everybody get a hold of Chad Bishop if you want to do a live stream. He's located right here in Muscatine, runs it out of Muscatine Community College.
Nice.
So, like I said, dude, all these guys are willing to help all these different music acts out for small amount of money.
Dude, you actually just mentioned something that has been like my secret weapon for people. If you're looking for a photographer or videographer, buddy up with your local community college.
It
sounds so stupid, but people will literally do things for you for a grade in class, and then you can pitch them $50, $100, and they are like, "Oh my gosh, this is the greatest!"
Yeah, dude, absolutely.
It's pretty wild. So you can get away with pretty much like cheap labor. I'm not trying to be like, oh, cheap labor, but you can still pay these people when they're doing something for a class for a grade. I know a band that had a music video made for them by somebody at a college, and it was literally just for a class project.
Yeah, absolutely. Dude. I mean, like I said, the options are in. Listen, with social media now, get out. I mean, reach out, man. I mean, you find anybody. It's crazy. So, yeah, man, no excuses for you bands out there.
Yeah, no kidding.
No excuses, man.
You guys' live stream, I don't want to like give it away, but was it pre-recorded? Or is it full on live?
Pre-recorded. It's not a secret. Yeah, it's pre-recorded.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, so that would be the one I saw little teaser bits of.
That's right.
Dude, okay, so I know what you're talking about. Yes, production quality is insane. Okay.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's no secret. Everybody knows. If you follow Eugene Levy and on our on our socials, it's no secret. It was pre-recorded. But again, I think people will appreciate it once they see the production quality. You know what I mean? It's still live by all stretch of the imagination. It's just nice to have the back and forth clips with the radio station coming in, which who are sponsoring it and promoting it. Come in and ask some questions and air those questions on the radio, and then people can watch via Facebook Watch Party on March 12th. And we're shooting for a 7 p.m. Launch time.
I know that some people might think that like, they're cheating us by pre-recording this, and it's
not at all, dude. It's live as it comes, buddy.
Dude,
so
here's the thing I got to say about that: if you don't pre-record, you're kind of at the whim of like guessing on the fly for a cameraman and a sound guy and everything. But
it's goofy,
dude. If you pre-record it, you have all the editing you want, and it's not like we're gonna take 46 on this song. Go, it's like you said, it's
we didn't
live.
Have that type of time.
Nope.
We recorded 5 songs, so we're playing 5 songs, and yeah, we did them twice at max. We did two takes, and that's it. Which took all day in itself. The interviews took forever to do. So, I mean, it was a lot of time, man. And, like I said, Ramon and his team killed it. Chad and his team killed it with the video side. So there's a lot that's going into this, and I think it's going to be, it'll be on Channel 9 locally in Muscatine as well. So like I said, dude, this is it worked out for everybody. So like I said, Chad's getting benefit out of it with Channel 9, Access 9 Muscatine. Ramon's getting great promotion out of this with, hey, look at this amazing live session that we did with Eugene Levy. Come see me for your, you know what I mean? Like it's just self-promotion. So the better they do, the more calls they'll get, and you know what I mean. It's just that sort of thing. And our fans, we want everybody in our town and the people who follow us to see great quality. You know what I mean? I want you guys to see us at our best. and our worst. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the thing, man. Like you're gonna hear some slip ups. You're gonna hear, not studio quality, perfect auto tune stuff. You're gonna hear the band for who they are, man. So you're just not gonna get that same vibe as you would be if you were sitting in the crowd with a full PA. You know what I mean? Like a normal live.
Yep.
That's all. So we're trying to give you guys that without being, without actually being there. So trust me, dude, I think people will really be impressed. I don't think anybody will dog us. But,
dude, don't underestimate it, because like the Pork Tornadoes did a New Year's Eve live stream, and I was just like, it's not live. I was like, oh, that's so sad. And then they showed me they sent me what was like a 4-minute clip of their show, and my brain just exploded. I was like, oh, I get it. Like you have the power to edit afterwards. I mean, switching from one camera to the next or fading in and out and all this stuff. And it ends up being, it'll be worth it that it's not 100% live on the fly. The sound quality better, video quality be better, everything will be better.
Could you imagine camera audio for like a whole band? Just a camera audio? I mean, look what people put up for their phones. Like at a concert, that's what it would be like. So it'd be almost inaudible. You know what I mean? So that's what helps, having separate video guys, a separate sound guy. And so Ramon can get all the signals, all the signals from the DIs of the guitars, bass, and then the drums are going to have overhead mics. He's got all this stuff. So our guitars and such from the monitors, he's going to pick up all that.
Yeah.
So he's got to somehow cut all that out. Otherwise, you guys are going to hear inaudible just mush. Yeah. And so that's why you have to do the way you do on a live stream.
Yes.
All your favorite bands didn't do live streams. Trust me, other than Newfound Glory. That was probably as live stream gets.
Yeah. I mean, other than local dudes, and you could pull off local live streams.
Sorry Pluto did it at Spicoli's.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But Spicoli's does well.
Yes.
If it went so far, you know what I mean? We'd love to go to Spicoli's. They do a really good job at the, their live stream things. I don't know if you've seen any of it, but Spicoli's offers live stream stuff during this pandemic. So, any bands out there that are dying to get out there, hit up Spicoli's.
Yeah. I know that Lefties was doing the same thing, and they were.
Lefties, yep.
I mean, that was in Des Moines, but I think they just had single camera, but they ported all the audio from the mixing board straight in, so it ended up being really good. Yeah. You just got to know what you got to know what you're doing, and that's the thing, man. Tough,
we don't know what the hell we're doing, so that's why we hire people. I mean, we just don't know anything.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. Like, how much time would it take out of your day to learn how to do all this stuff, and then you're not even making music,
Oh, man. We just couldn't do it. You know what I mean? I write almost every day, man. You know what I mean? So I just don't have that type of time. I don't even sit here with my guitars and demo. I hire somebody and go in there to his studio who knows how to do it, Sam Nelson, and I write with him. He can do all the stuff and make it, 30 minutes we get a track done. You know what I mean? And there's a demo. And then we work on it as a band, and then we go and final record it.
Yep.
So there's a team. There's something to be said about having a strong team. To make that final product the best quality that you can put out, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You guys have always been really good about giving people shout outs too. I mean, on this podcast alone.
We love that, man. Yeah, like I said, we just got to build people up, let people know that there are options out there. Because there's other bands that are wondering, man, how the hell are you guys doing this? How the hell are you guys doing this? Well, we'll let you know, man. It ain't no secret.
Yeah, scroll through my Facebook page and click on the person's name that I tagged in this,
Go get it. Yeah, like I said, man, it's no secret. Go get it. Ask the question, spend the money. Everybody's willing to work with your budget. Yeah. Trust me.
And that was actually like a big point I brought up on my last podcast was like, I kind of took it, from bands like you guys where it's like, oh man, you guys are, I'm just going to throw this one out there. Like you give everyone shout outs all the way down to like your guitar tech, you're wearing his shirt right now. Thad Shoemaker.
Thad Shoemaker. He's the man.
Dude, he is the man. I love his guitar channel on YouTube. It's tons of fun to watch him fix
You watch it too? Yeah, man. He's amazing. Yeah. I love Thad.
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah. So you guys give shout outs to everybody. And I was like, well, I'm going to start doing that with a 3-Finger Betty page. Every time a radio station posts and they're like, hey, we're going to be, am I still recording? I hit a button. Yeah, we're good. If they're like, hey, we're going to be playing you tomorrow night, it's like, well, guess what? I'm sharing the post.
Sure.
And then people, how'd you get on there? I just messaged the guy. Just click on his name and message it.
Yeah, send a message, man. That's all it takes.
The worst they'll say is no. I've had 2 radio stations out of like 40 tell me no, and it was because they didn't like the way I had personally edited the song, and they were like, we can edit it, but we don't want to bleep it. And I was like, okay, yeah, well, just we'll just go with something else or whatever.
So funny story about how that works. So to take all that guesswork, and not guesswork, but extra work out of the producers and whatnot over the radio stations, when you guys record your song, record an edited version.
Yeah.
So we recorded an edited version of this single that's coming out just for radio stations.
Yep.
We sent it to B100, 93.1 The Buzz has the edited version. You know what I mean? So our engineer we make sure that we record an edited version and the unedited version for Spotify, Apple, and all that.
Yeah.
Unedited will just go to radio. So Apple and Spotify, you won't even find an edited version. You know what I mean? It's just that a little snippet there. Do yourself a favor, because nobody wants to work harder than they have to. You know what I mean? So, and that's the thing, and I get it. You know what I mean? So, hey, make sure to just record an edited version and shoot. You've made them happy. Promise you that.
Oh gosh. Yeah. The radio guys I won't say radio guys, but the people at the radio, they can do edits and stuff. Doesn't mean they want to though.
Exactly. That can be that deciding factor from yes or no, we won't play it.
Bingo. Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, like one of the stations that told us no, I edited one of the songs, and all I do is usually reverse the profanity.
Of course.
But the worst part is, and I'm gonna say it, so plug your ears. But if you say shit and flip it around, it sounds almost exactly like shit,
Right? It doesn't really do a whole lot.
No.
Yeah.
So I did that with one song, and the guy was like, "Did you edit this?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, I don't know if this will fly. And I was like, "All right, fair." Yeah. So
so if we say effing, effing, then we record messin'.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
So that's the edited version. So it may not sound as, it doesn't hit you as hard as like that profanity would, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of feel in profanity. So
yeah, there is.
As much as some people, don't like profanity, there's a feeling and a vibe that, you know what I mean? That portrays, that word portrays.
Yes.
And so, radio, it is what it is. They can't put it out there. So we make sure to make an edited version because we want to be on the radio.
That's smart. I mean, I even had radio stations tell me like, next time just burn like a CD, like make like a quote unquote like a radio sample CD, so you can send us a CD and everything's already edited. We don't have to worry about anything, and it's all like on a for promotional use only CD. But then it's like, I don't really know if
Thad wanted that for the local stage, and I had to burn him a CD of all of our stuff. Yeah, Thad wanted it that way.
Yeah, and I get it, but also it's kind of tough if it's like, man, I don't want to make like a non-radio edited CD and then a radio edit. It might be kind of tough, but sometimes that might be the only route to do. And I also get it. Some people are crunched for studio time, or some people might record their vocals differently and might not be able to do a double take on their vocals and all this other stuff. But
get it.
But yeah, that comes back down to there's no right or wrong way to do this. You can do it the way you want to. But that's very good advice. I had bantied that idea about with the Betty Boys, and they said, leave it, and we'll edit it post hand. And I said, all right, yeah, it's fine. Because we already had one song that was radio safe, and we kind of did that sort of on purpose anyways.
Good.
So that way if they were like, well, I don't want this one because it's been edited, well, here's one that's non-edited, so it's cool or whatever. But, that's some of that other stuff where like getting on the radio. Is it as cool as it used to be? I think it is. I mean,
it is to like the musician, but radio stations don't help you as much as they used to 10 years ago.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, there's local radio shows that I absolutely love being on, there's nothing cooler than being on terrestrial radio and having the opportunity, like somebody could be driving around listening to this, like
at 12, at 9 p.m. on a Sunday or something like that.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about 93.1 The Buzz is that they play us in constant rotation all week long, 7 to 8 times a day.
Nice.
So that's what's cool about that. That's what we as a band are looking to get on. So like B100, the pop station, we think this song is pop oriented enough. They play Fall Out Boy, the poppier Fall Out Boy stuff. This falls right into that category. So I sent an email. I actually called them up because I couldn't get an email. I called them up. They had a phone number right on Facebook. Super simple. Called them up. Dude answered and was like, I was like, oh, well, it's my chance to pitch. So I pitched it, and he goes, dude, absolutely. Here's the manager, the production manager guy who decides all that. Here's his email. Tell him what you just told me, and then send him the clean file and all this stuff. And I did. Have I heard anything back? No. But you know what I mean? It was my foot in the door. He read the email. I know he did. So, It's one of those things. If we're not on there now, we will be later. You know what I mean? It's that, all right, you didn't give me a chance this time, so now just lights a fire for that next one. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Every no makes me go harder. And I've always been that way, dude. I have always been that way.
And I love that too. Like, say you send them a single or a CD or something and they tell you no, or they just kind of like put it in the bin on the side.
When you think it's as strong as you think it is. That's the hardest part, where you're like, my God, I don't know how much better it gets.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, from a local guy, I don't understand how much better it can get.
Yep. Yeah. But the other benefit of that,
back, you're like, ooh, I can't wait to get back in the studio. I can't wait.
Yeah, and that comes back to the benefit is at least they've seen it in their hand at least once.
I know they've seen it.
And then
I know they have.
And then 9 months later when they see a different one come in, they're like, oh, these guys are still kicking it, man.
And then they'll email us.
Yep. I'll give this a spin.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
We just wait, and it's a waiting game. And that's the music industry. So prepare to hear 99.9% no's and a 0.1% yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez, dude.
Oh, man. So you got a live stream coming up in a month. You got a single coming up within the next 2 months, is it?
April 16th. So, what is today?
17th.
17th.
So,
so almost exactly 2 months now. So,
So you got
everybody get lined up, baby. So we'll have that live stream out. Everybody's going to be like, oh, Levy's going to be coming out. They're doing something. Finally, we can see Levy doing something. Mm-hmm. And then, boom, campaign for the single comes. And then single drop, and with the video, and that'll be the highlight, man. That'll be the highlight of 2021 so far.
Well, let's gear shift a little bit. We talked about Levy quite a bit here. You've been busy personally as a musician as well.
Yes.
I know you play PRS guitars. I know that for a fact. I follow Thad Shoemaker online. Shoemaker Guitar Works.
He did quite a bit of work.
Check it out. Yeah. I watched him put an Evertune bridge into that thing for you, and I was like,
yes, he did.
It's like, that's pretty neat. That's pretty cool. I saw some Evertune stuff. There was a guitar shop in town here, and my buddy put an Evertune bridge into something, and then
he did?
Yeah, and it was not easy. He ended up hitting up the guys from Evertune, and they actually came and helped him set it up.
He was doing it on his own.
On his own, and it was.
I would never.
No bueno.
I would never.
No,
I would never.
He said he kept reading and reading and reading and reading, and he's like, I can't figure out what I'm doing wrong with this. And he called him up, and they sent a tech out to help him out, which is like the coolest thing ever, as far as I'm concerned.
I can't say enough about Evertune, man. I can't say enough about him. So they endorsed me, for doing all the stuff we do, and with Levy being at that minimum mark, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, as far as followers and that sort of thing. So right now, this is the only guitar I have with the Evertune on it, and this is the one that Thad had installed for me. Mm-hmm. And it requires a lot of routing, okay? So this back plate was not this big when I got this guitar. Mm-hmm. And I can do a comparison for you. This is one without an Evertune.
Oh, wow.
And this is the one with the Evertune.
Jeepers.
So there's about 6 ounces of wood that gets routed out of this thing.
Woo!
Believe it or not, this guitar now, which is the same model as this black one, is the Evertune guitar now is heavier with less wood in it than this guitar is. But it's all mechanical, man. It's super goofy.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird? I mean, so the cool thing about this one is.
Yeah, if you're watching, he's playing a single note and bending the heck out of it, and nothing's happening.
Nothing's happening. So perfect. You know what I mean? So that's the cool thing about that. I recorded the new single with this guitar, obviously, because it's perfectly in tune, it's perfectly intonated, and all that good stuff. So, yeah. But again, worked my butt off and did my own research. Contacted the artist relations lady at PRS time and time again, man. I mean, years in the making. You know what I mean? Just, hey, I play your guitars like exclusively. Spend the money to get them. You know, I mean, I promote them. I play them live, this and that. And she said, hey, here's what you can do. Send us an email and have your local dealer send us this application in. So you could only go through the dealer. And so Guitar Center here in Davenport was the closest dealer to me. So I got with them, and they were nice enough to run through the application with me. They filled it out for me, and with all the band's contacts, pages, socials, this and that. and got an email back, and they were like, "Hey, we'd love you to be a part of the PRS family." And they sent me a nice box of free shit that, had, I mean, dude, packs and packs and packs of strings, which I still have strings to do, like
cool.
cables, picks, shirts, you know what I mean? Just a welcome package, if you will. So, and now I'm on their website. So if you go on PRS Guitars artist page right now, Cameron Smith, Eugene Levy's on there. So, I'm going to send you a photo for this, by the way, as well. Which is me. I also made our local newspaper. Our local newspaper wanted to do a story about us after it was released on socials everywhere. 93.1 The Buzz put it on their website as well.
Cool.
So yeah, man, it kind of made crazy news here in small town of Muscatine. Holy crap, somebody got endorsed. You know what I mean? Like, who the hell is Eugene Levy?
Yeah, got endorsed by.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing there, man. But I mean, if anybody knows guitars, man, PRS is a very highly touted company. They're they're just one of those guitar companies, man. Yep. Up there with Gibson, that sort of thing. So I am extremely proud. I've been playing them forever, dude, and they've got me through every Levy show. I've never broke a string on any of these guitars. That's a testament to how they're made in the angle of the string. You know what I mean? The angle that the strings have on tensions, like at the headstock. And
100%, man.
Do your research. Gibsons with the headstock, how they're cocked back, further than most. There's a reason why, and this and that. So Paul's a genius. He's made unbelievable instruments. And like I said, I own two CE24s, which are bolt-on neck, basically custom 24s. This one's going to be getting the Evertune on it next. I have one coming, so that'll be installing that one as well. So, yeah, man, just up in the gear repertoire, making sure that when shows do happen or tours do happen, that I'm ready to go at all times. And I've always got a backup. I have different tuned guitars for different songs, and just that sort of thing, man.
Dude, I have to backtrack. It took me so much not to make a joke about Guitar Center when you mentioned it earlier.
I'm telling you, right? I get it. I hear so much crap. But dude, they were the only ones. Like I'm looking for like dealers anywhere close, and I'm like, oh God, Guitar Center. Yep. So called them up. The manager was like super cool about it, dude. I mean, just hey, what can I do for you? I'll do anything I can for you. Let me get a hold of PRS. Let me get this application. Let me do that. They did everything.
Dude,
I didn't lift a finger, man. So I'm actually very happy, very surprised.
So that's Guitar Center in Quad Cities.
Quad Cities.
Oh man,
I don't shop there for anything, obviously, but all they did was the application stuff, dude. And I think they were just extremely happy to do it for me. Like I said, I didn't do nothing. I didn't lift a finger.
Yeah, they always get a bad rap for being like
they sure do.
The Walmart of guitar places.
And they are though. I mean, they are. It just is what it is,
Yeah. There's a reason that stereotype exists, and there's nothing against you if you work at a Guitar Center or if any of your buddies
all did at some point. If you know what I mean. Yeah. I get it.
Yep, and that's so cool that like Evertune and PRS both jumped on board. How did you get Evertune to jump on board with you for that?
I emailed them.
Same deal as PRS.
Yep, absolutely. I'm not afraid to talk. I'm not afraid to ask, bro. So, but seriously, that's the thing, though. I asked. So I said, "Hey, Evertune." Not only did I order the stuff through Evertune, right? So, I ordered the Evertune bridge from them. Wasn't cheap.
Nope.
And I was like, "Hey, man, I'm in Eugene Levy. I'm using Eugene Levy as that platform to boost it, right?" And between you and I and all the listeners on your Patreon and YouTube and the podcast, the band helps me legitimize the companies that I choose to work with. We have a lot of support. We have a lot of listeners all around the U.S. via Spotify and Apple. We're able to track all that on our phones through the artist apps and everything. So
yes,
we've had an assload of support.
Use your artist apps, people. Use them.
Dude, we do all the time, man. That's how we know where to go next. You know what I mean? Yep. So yeah, I did that, and I was like, hey, shot in the dark. You know what I mean? But hey, is there anybody with artist relations that I can get a hold of and talk to about a possible endorsement, you know what I mean? Or even a little help, you know what I mean? Just like a little help. Yep. Discounts or whatever, you know what I mean? It doesn't hurt to ask, I'm not trying to get something for free, but from anybody by any means. I pay for everything that I, that I need to pay for.
Yeah. Well, like you said, the first situation.
As an artist, man, it helped.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I'm going to promote the shit out of your product. So
yeah.
I can help you a little bit. It's not like we have millions of followers, but I can help you at some degree.
Yeah.
And now I've had guys locally in other bands that are doing quite well. Like the guitar player from 5 a.m. messaged me and was like, "Hey man, what do you think about that Evertune bridge?" And I was like, "Dude, I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
I won't play anything else. Like, I just won't. Like, once you have this, you can't go back. To never have to tune with this again, never have to tune these again, doesn't make any sense to me. But
Yeah.
I haven't touched this guitar in weeks, and it's still in tune. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So,
That's the other cool thing about the Evertunes. Like you said, they don't come out of tune, but you can actually, even having them set up a certain way, down tune them and up tune them still.
Yep.
You just have to turn the tuner like 4 or 5 times to make up for the spring tension and all the all the machining going on behind. But I mean, I get it though. If you've never heard of an Evertune bridge and you know what like a tremolo system is at all, Fender has the tremolo. Some Ibanez guitars got the whammy bar with the Floyd Rose or whatever with the Kahlers or whatever company you want. But that's kind of what these are. You play and you can like dive bomb with them and do stuff like that. But this one is made so it doesn't come out of tune at all, and it's like we said earlier, it doesn't sound like it should make sense. But
it honestly doesn't, man. It is all spacecraft stuff. Like, so all my guitars come with the whammy bar. You know what I mean? They're all tremolo systems. Mm-hmm. The Evertune basically acts as a hardtail.
Oh, so there's no whammy to that one at all.
Oh no, you're not getting that. Yeah, so that's what Evertune is designed for. So if you don't want a tremolo, this is not the bridge. Or if you want a tremolo, this is not the bridge for you. Tremolo makes a great product.
So that makes sense though, because then you'd have to dive bomb like a mile with an Evertune in order to get it to actually do something. Yeah. Dude,
this compensates for ass loads of humidity change in the wood. This thing will be in tune forever. If you want a dive bomb, this is the worst thing for you. The springs in this thing would work their ass off to be like, I feel tension. I need to correct.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
And if I'm correct on that, it'll do that with the individual strings, not just with like the whole plate all at once, right? Though, because you can bend just one string and it doesn't take any of it out of tune, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can set these to play like a normal guitar. I can bend and vibrato, but I set these for studio. Mm-hmm. So when I'm playing lead tracks and all that stuff, and I've got my fingers in a goofy position.
Oh, yeah.
All of us guitar players are susceptible to a little bend, right? A little bend in that weird position.
Yep.
I can do that here in the studio and now be effortless and nothing's out of tune. So now my engineer's like, hey, could you retract that and not bend this string? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm spending less time in the studio and I'm getting more solid takes.
Dude.
So I'm just efficient. I'm just trying to be efficient in the studio. That's all I'm trying to be.
Also, kudos to your engineer for offering a second take. Some people are just like, you get that? Is it good? Cool. All right, next song.
Aaron, yeah, dude. Like I said, though, if you hear anything from Aaron Isaacson, he's not putting anything out with his name on it. Mm-hmm. That sounds like hell. Yeah. He's just not.
Dude,
so
that's super cool. Squeaky wheel gets the grease. That's like the point of this whole episode. It seems like
it really is, man. You gotta ask a question, man.
Yep.
Dude, we got like 2,500 followers and likes on our Facebook page. It was enough. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. When these companies look at that, that's what they want to know. Are you promoting? How can you help us?
Yeah.
Why should we give you this?
Yeah. I mean,
here's why. And now my videographer, he makes videos with me with PRS, so I'm able to promote Paul Reed Smith in the studio.
Nice.
You know what I mean? So that studio footage that we have, I do a segment with the Evertune, and I show them how it's working in the studio. Evertune wants to see that, so that they can shoot that on their page. Mm-hmm. Did you see Evertune shared that post about me with my guitars? Yeah, so I'm on Evertune's Facebook page.
I'll check that out.
You can check that out. Yeah, they did a segment. It's my testimony.
Nice.
It's a couple months back, but it's just a testimony on why I think Evertune should be put in all guitars and why I support them and why I play them. Mm-hmm. That's what Evertune wants. It's all about what can you do for them. It's not about what they can do for you. Mm-hmm. What can you do for them? Because you got to understand, these are companies, man. These are guys that are making money, and we're here making no money. We're the little guys out here. Mm-hmm. So that's why I try so hard to make it make it about them.
Yeah.
So when you're asking these companies, make it about them.
Yes.
What can you do for them? They're more susceptible to helping you out. So.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing a lot of people forget. Evertune is a company with employees, and they have to file taxes in there. I mean, they might not employ thousands of people, but they have people there that they have to pay and do all that stuff. So make it worth their while.
You've got guys like Misha from Periphery and these giant metal bands and these giant bands that are using their product. A little Eugene Levy, Cameron Smith doesn't do anything for them.
Yep.
They're using Misha Mansour and all these other guys to promote their stuff heavily. You know what I mean? So just a little guys over here, this helps them in the smaller markets. And you know what I mean?
It does.
5AM's guitar player came out to me and messaged me on Facebook. I just told you about that.
Yep.
When he saw that Evertune posted about me, and my endorsements all started coming out with the newspapers and the internet. That's when they contacted me. So now I'm helping the local. I helped Thad get getting his certification. You can't be a certified installer unless you go through Evertune.
Yeah.
So
they honestly don't want people to put them in.
Guitar. Yeah. And so I let Thad guinea pig on my guitar. He shot everything, which is what you saw on his YouTube page.
Yep.
And he sent that to Evertune. Again, you have to go to them, man. You know, a lot of times if you want to grow. And so
cool.
Here I am now, man. They've helped us a lot. They've put legitimacy. These companies, Paul Reed Smith and Evertune, have put legitimacy behind Eugene Levy for that little push. You know what I mean? It's just that little push. But we still have to do a lot of work. You know what I mean? I still have to be adamant about the quality of product I put out. I still have to be adamant about the writing that comes behind it. And you know what I mean? Using these tools that I have in my hand and doing the best I can with them. And so that's what we do, man. And like I said, I couldn't be more proud of myself and the guys for helping this all happen. This couldn't happen without the guys behind Eugene Levy, because this is a one unit thing, dude. So.
Dude, that's awesome. That's so cool. I mean, we've covered most of what we came to talk about. We've got an hour in here already.
Love it.
Dude, I'm just going to recap a little bit of the stuff. You got a new single coming out in 2 months. I think you said, was it the 16th of April? 16th. Yep.
Yes, sir.
And then the 12th, I believe, of next
March
month
12th.
is your live stream. Dude, I'm killing this.
You got it down, man.
I've got a 1 hour memory.
Look at you go.
The Evertune bridge, as well as the PRS endorsement, which, man, that is so cool. Like, I'm sure like someday you're just going to be like, neat, but at the same time, like,
dude, I was in tears in Walmart when it happened. When I got that email, I was in Walmart shopping in the morning. It was like 10 a.m. or something like that. Dude, I literally had tears, bro, because like I said, I've been playing these guitars for, I mean, dude, since I was probably 11 or 12 is when I got my first Paul Reed Smith. And it was of their SE line, you know, the Indonesian, you know, the overseas model.
Which actually aren't that bad.
Dude, are you kidding me? They're fantastic for the money. Now I play the U.S. models because I'm blessed and, you know, I'm able to. And I refuse to play another guitar, man. And I haven't.
Yeah.
You've never seen me without a Paul Reed Smith ever. And it worked.
Yeah.
Years and years and years and years of playing, finding the right guys that make my music career legitimate, and us putting together what Eugene Levy is, and you know the fans that are behind it, and the support behind it. You know that made this happen. It wasn't just me.
Yeah,
I'm not a YouTuber. You know what I mean? This is
that's
is a one unit thing, man. So
that's cool, dude. Super congrats. It's well earned, well deserved. It really is. Don't really take it lightly. So,
dude, I don't at all, man. You're an absolute friend of mine. So
dude, I appreciate it. Really do. I still wear the Eugene Levy Star Wars-ish themed shirt.
Love it.
The space themed, I guess you could call it. But yeah, that's another fun one. Every now and then someone's like, "Does that shirt say Eugene Levy on it?" It's like, well, yes, it does. Let me tell you a story here, buddy.
A little story behind that. Yeah.
So you get the in on that.
That's what we do, man. We support everybody, right? So shout out to Shoemaker Guitar Works out of Quad Cities. Does all of my work for me.
Yeah, dude.
He changes every one of my strings. I haven't changed a string, and I can't tell you how long. So he does all of my stuff for me. He sets all my guitars up. He installs all of my Evertune bridges. Evertune has given him the grace, right? So they've graced him with, hey, you did it correctly. This, you know what I mean? You are there.
Yep.
You got it.
You can put another one in.
If you need Evertune done and you're in the eastern Iowa area, Shoemaker Guitar Works is the only person I know that I trust with my guitars. And like I said, these are not cheap guitars. It took me everything to to justify routing out a $2,000 guitar.
I gotta just imagine, dude. Jeez.
Bro.
Yeah.
The sleep I lost was unreal. But like I said, I weighed out the pros and cons, and it made sense to me. So, and I did it, and I'm happy that I did it. So, Shoemaker Guitar Works. I'm wearing a Triller,
nice.
Jamie Triller hat. Just got in the mail. So
sweet.
He's from Clinton, Iowa. He's a rapper with Random Tanner. So yeah, I always wear, I hardly ever wear Eugene Levy stuff, man. So I'm all about supporting everybody else, and hopefully that good karma comes back to us. So
I usually wear this bad boy. It's a Scott Kirkhart
what you got
hat.
there?
Scott Kirkhart hat. He's a country musician from around my area.
Yeah.
But I wore it. I think I wore it on the last couple podcasts, so I didn't really wear it too much on this one. But yeah, dude,
man, it's all good. Yeah,
dude, I'm with you though. It's all about supporting other people and what they got going on. I'm all about it, and it seems like you guys too are. In the Levy camp, you guys are always really good about, like I said, supporting the people, changing your guitar strings, taking pictures of you, recording video, all the way up and down the line. It's amazing.
Helps us.
Yeah, it does. It really does. I know some people that are like, I don't want to say too much because it'll take away from me and my band or whatever. And it's like, well, it won't. Trust me. It will not. Some of our best posts are advertising for other bands' things, and people notice it. And then
it reaches that. Whoever you tags, it reaches their fans.
Mm-hmm.
So people who never knew about you,
yes,
they're hearing about you. You know what I mean? Even if it's just a name.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, who the hell is this? Let me just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just get that one extra fan. That's all that matters, man. Just get that one extra. Fight for those ones.
Yeah. I mean, you never know if somebody might see and be like, dude, does Peter know Eugene Levy? And they'll click on it and be like, wait, this is a band? Like, and so it could be something as simple as that, so.
Exactly.
Dude,
exactly.
You're on the right track. You know what you're doing. Every time I talk to you, it's so much fun to talk to you. I mean, like I said, you give support where it's
passionate,
due.
Man. Everything I do. I'm just so passionate. So I'm sorry about if I'm so, high energy, man, but this music thing is, it's my passion, man.
Dude, it's been great to talk to you. I'm gonna end the interview, but stick around because we'll chat a little bit afterwards.
Brother.
All right, thanks, man.
Cool, man.
Oh, baby, Cameron's one of the good guys. If we didn't cover that in the last episode, or you missed the last episode I did with Cameron, check that out. That is a great episode. It just comes back down to there's some really good people in the music scene, and the good people look out for one another. And Cameron, like he said, he doesn't even wear Eugene Levy merch. He wears everyone else's merch because why not? And I mean, I try to lead by example a little bit with that, but I also do almost always have an Audible Farm hoodie on. Are there any bands with hoodies out there? Hit us up. Well, I need a new hoodie instead of wearing Audible Farm hoodie all the time, but I do need another hoodie. I have a Tranzig hoodie. That's a pretty cool hoodie. But yeah, are there any bands out there with merch and such? Any traction on the last episode we did? We kind of actually ended up covering a couple of other topics that we covered in the last episode once again in this one, but I love how the theme for Cameron always comes back to why not ask? You never know what's going to go wrong or right, or you never know what's going to happen. It could be the coolest thing ever, and the setback could be minimal or non-existent. So why not ask? And the other end of it is, support everyone. You got to work hard. You got to do this stuff too. But he supports everyone, all the way down to guitar techs and everyone. So yeah, check out the links down below if you were interested in maybe being in the music video. If you live on the eastern side of Iowa and you think you can do something like that, or you want to try doing something like that, hit them up. You never know. All the links for Eugene Levy are down below. We talked about those dates as far as the live stream, the single coming out, and music video possibly, and not possibly, it's coming. So we talked about all that kind of stuff as well. So if you're looking for any of that, the best place to find it is Eugene Levy's stuff down below. So find them on social media. They have almost every social media, and they're even beginning to be active on Twitter, which is something that is fun because there's not very many bands that are active on Twitter very much. But yeah, I've tweeted them a couple times, and they've tweeted back. So it's fun to see that there's other people out there doing the social media on the oddly archaic forms, or the forms of social media that don't really, might not present themselves well to us, but that harkens back to the Mankind / Mick Foley giving them a shout out for their song thing, because professional wrestling and Twitter kind of go hand in hand. So it was a nice way for them to contact one another for that kind of stuff. But Cameron's such a good guy. I'm happy with the endorsement deals he's gotten. I'm happy with all the traction Eugene Levy's got. And I've shown him to a few of my friends, and my friends enjoy him too. So hats off to my friends that have given it a fair shot. And, that's what it comes down to. Just give everyone a fair shot. And if you haven't heard Eugene Levy and you like pop punk, check it out. You're going to love it. If you grew up in high school in the 2000s, in the early 2000s, it's in your wheelhouse. It's what you like. There was so many of us that liked pop punk, and it's like music made for you. So check it out. Some of their stuff has like a harder rock edge. Some of the stuff does not. I actually heard a preview of the new single. I got to hear a snippet of the single. I'm not going to tell you anything other than it is exactly like Cameron said. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. So check it out. Follow all the stuff down below for Eugene Levy. If you scroll down in the description section of wherever you're listening to, it's down there. Otherwise, there's Audible Farm links down there as well. So follow us on the social media. Check out the shop if you're looking for a t-shirt or a hoodie. And otherwise the website has links to everything, and you can even listen to the podcast from the website. The Patreon has video versions of this. If you want to see some video coolness, that's where it's at. It's on the Patreon. So check that out. And we'll check you next week. Peace.